Okay, something a bit different this time. Let's see, different location. The fit's still not working. So far I've rebuilt the fuel system and the ignition system. The only thing I haven't done is check the timing and change the point in the alternator, which I'll do later on. But the problem still exists, so there's no progress on that. So today I thought I'll show you one of my other vehicles, which is by far my favourite vehicle and the biggest one here. It is a John Fowler Motorola, just think of a steam engine but with a diesel engine, and it's powered by a Perkins P4. The roller itself was built in 1933, but the engine comes from about the 1960s. The original engine would have been a 2-cylinder Fowler. That got taken out about 1950s and replaced with this one. I shall show you around. This is the engine, extremely good engine, does the job very well. It pulls up most hills. The only thing it won't do is a long hill or a steep hill in second gear, which is understandable, seeing as the weight of this thing unladen is about 6 or 7 tons. I say unladen because the wheels are hollow and they can be filled up with water, which takes up to about 8 or 9 tons. And so, travelling at 10 miles an hour with that weight, it's going to be a bigger engine to take up a long hill. This is the other side, a bit dark, but in there, see if it will adjust. Nope. But that's where the fuel pump is. Everything else with the alternator and the starter motor on the other side. Yes, it is electric start, and I know that is cheating, but it does make life a lot easier. There they are. Goes forward to reverse both fast and in slow via the clutches, which are inside this mechanism. We've got a clutch each side, one for forward, one for reverse. I will explain in another video all the gearing and that. Do a general overview. The original owner was George Owens of Petersfield. They sold it on for scrap in about 1950s, and I believe it was then the farm, which is where it's currently at, bought it from the scrap man, and that's when they would have put the engine in. The board, which is glaring off a light so you can't actually see it, but it does say, it says George Owens of Petersfield, which a good friend of mine painted up for me. It also comes with a scarifier, which is used for digging up the road, but the point's very worn down and it's really only for aesthetics nowadays. Right, controls. Let's start off with your engine controls. We have 2 levers at the top. That one does nothing. That was the old engine, the advance and retard lever, but now it's defunct. This one controls your, get this right, that controls your air intake. That's fully closed, fully open. And lever down here controls your fuel intake. Again, fully back off, fully forward, fully open. In reality, when you're driving it, or when you're running it, it's that lever fully forwards, and you control the speed of the engine with your, that's your air intake, I remember the other way around. You control the speed of the engine and hence the speed of the vehicle with that lever. As you can see, or may not see, there isn't actually that much movement there, and all your speed control in reality is about half of that from there to there. So it's very fine adjustments. Forward and back, easy. Reversing lever. All the way forward to engage the clutch, and then disengage, same reverse. The clutches lock in place, well the forward one does anyway. The back one doesn't because it's not set up properly. But I don't go far reversing, so it doesn't matter too much. Speed control is another speed control is your gears. only 2 gears, slow and fast. Fast being an ambitious word, it's more like slow and slower. That's controlled, it's selected via a dog clutch underneath the floor plates, which again I'll go through in another video. The other controls of the steering wheel over there and the handbrake back here. To start the engine, you've got 2 buttons down here. That's your starter and that's your heater pre-start. The engine does have a paraffin pre-start, which you put the paraffin in through this injector down here. So unscrew and injects. It's empty at the moment. So inject in the chamber, heat it, and that will allow for better starting. Although the engine rarely needs that. It generally starts first time. It's only when it's very, very cold, like minus figures, that you need a paraffin pre-start. In which case I don't really go out with it anyway. Right, so let's get her started up. I'll just put the engine covers on. Bear with me. There's 2 other controls I missed. Horn, which is lurking up there, controlled by a switch here. Nice and loud. As the engine's loud, you need a loud horn as well. The other one is down here in the form of a light switch, which unsurprisingly does the lights, which are on either side. They're mainly just for when I'm running it, in case they get caught out in the dark. Doesn't matter show, they just come off easy enough, they're all just plugged in. So, to start her up, all levers back, push, airy, take all the way forwards, or I forget which one that is, but that one all the way forwards, that one back. And starts first time, practically every time. Jerry can for spare fuel, and very important, wheel chocks. You don't want this thing running away, trust me, I know. Another important thing, earmuffs. Definite earmuffs. Engine purring away. When I first found her, she was in this barn, just a few down the other end. At the time the engine wouldn't run. I had to get the fuel injector and the fuel pump reconditioned. Well, once I put them in correctly, it started up first time. It was very impressive. First time in 40 years, or 30 years, I can't remember which one. But as I say, very good engine. There's everything you want and more. Right, let's take her out. Shocks removed, handbrake removed, already out the tractors. Right, so that was slow speed. I would show you what fast speed is like, but that requires more hands than I've got to keep the camera steady. So slow speed is about 5 miles an hour, 4 or 5. Fast speed is about 10 miles an hour. Which, although it sounds slow, it's fast enough with this thing. The steering's not exactly precise, and it does tend to veer off to the side if you're not paying attention, especially if you're not paying attention. In fast, it will very, very quickly get away with you. You have to be paying attention. So, now she's outside in the light a bit. We have the lights on. When I first got her, she was green. But when I had a look underneath the redoing the paintwork, and discovered that the original colour was actually the shade of red. And so I returned her to original colour. The only thing missing are the coastlines, which is a job that I will do this summer. As far as it's cold and damp to consider painting at the moment. Again, the flashing beacon, that's just for road use only. Again, will come off during shows and things like that. So there she is, gently purring away. Set out my 4 vehicles now, this is definitely my favourite. And the most fun to drive. Even if it does annoy everyone else on the road.